So bizarre. Okay. We're live.
We are live.
35 seconds live, Greg. I think Cameron knows we're going live again. At least he made a post about it. I mean, we'll find out. I'll check here on my phone because I never trust how it goes live on here. So it's fun to kind of look at it.
Well, on my screen it says live, that we're live. So, hello.
Yeah. Oh, yep. There we go. Yep. It's
Spencer, I told him that we were going to be on, and he said he was going to try and join us.
Yeah, he had hit me with a message that says we have two. Yeah, we're get people in here, get the conversation going here a bit, and man, I don't think any of this hot weather has really done anything to slow the grass growth down. I take back everything I said.
Well, I have a couple of lawns today that they've done nothing. They've really done nothing. And then I had another lawn that was going crazy. So I just I'm not quite sure what's going on out there. So, but it was hot today. Oh boy,
it's terrible.
It felt hotter than yesterday. I don't know about you, but I think I've lost 3 or 4 pounds over the past 2 days. So
that's funny.
Trying to get my my girlish like figure. So
you don't have a girlish like figure. You got nice calves, Greg, right? I mean, you have the legs of steel.
No, I just for some reason I got big calves. Don't know why.
Oh, so, me, it's like I gotta work for them. Oh yeah, what'd you guys have for dinner?
Shell made some barbecued chicken legs or thighs. I'm sorry. So we had some that and salad. And
really,
so it was nice. Yeah, but I tell you, I was whooped from today.
Yeah.
I think I drank close to a gallon of water yesterday and today. It's just it's been kind of warm.
It has, and I almost drank a gallon today. My long sleeve shirts that we talked about yesterday on the live stream, they've been keeping me cool because I'm wearing this Echo cotton shirt and I got an E&D cotton shirt as well. I'm telling you, the long sleeve shirts, at least if they're the moisture wicking ones, were keeping me cool because I was actually still I was still sweating though too and drinking a lot of water. It's just you ever get frustrated when this is one neighborhood where I park in, Greg, and you have neighbors parking in my spot. Like I have my spot. Like I get really rigid. In the last 3 weeks, you have neighbors parking in the spot, and I came really close to knock on the door, and be like, "Hey, did I do something that would warrant you parking in my spot?" It was driving me nuts.
Some people don't like it when you park in front of their house, so they get upset about that. So
I got that one too once.
Yeah,
nice guy. I parked in front of his house, and he got mad, and then he got mad when I parked across the street. But then the neighbor said, "Oh, just don't worry about him." But he was getting mad that I was parking in front of his house because I was blocking his house. I'm like, I told him nicely. I said, "Man, I'm nowhere near your driveway."
Yeah. Hey, I'm looking at my shirt right now. Is it looking like it's kind of doing some funky stuff? Because it's got a bunch of stripes on it.
Looks like you're mowing Greg's mowing his shirt right now, guys.
Hey, I got a bunch of lines that are moving all over the place on my from what I can see.
That's good.
You're not seeing that?
It's not really moving. Like the connection is good for now, but as the Bill O'Reilly said,
we'll do it live.
We gotta do it live, Greg, right? So we're gonna keep on doing it live.
So hey, you know what's funny though? You going back to what you were talking about, long sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
Because I was wearing one today, long sleeve, and I noticed there were some guys a couple doors down. They were doing mulch for someone, actually in the lawn I used to mow. That fortunately I don't cut it anymore. And but they were doing a mulch job for the lady, and they were finishing up about the same time I was finishing up. And one of the guys kind of shouted out to me, he says, "How the heck can you wear a long sleeve shirt?" And I said, honestly, I feel better in this because I don't have a bunch of dirt all over my arms and it's not allowing me to sweat. And he's going, I never thought of that. And the other guy that was with him goes, "Oh yeah, I hate it when I get all that dirt all over me and I just don't feel like my body's breathing." I said, "You guys, give it a try." So
yeah, they need to try the Amazon. I just searched men's their sun protection, moisture wicking long sleeve shirts. But back in the day, I used to cut in tank tops, and then sometimes I'd cut with my shirt off. I would come home and man, Greg, that was brutal. I mean, cutting in the tank tops, that really didn't keep me cool. I'm telling you, it's the long shirts for the win right
Mhm.
now. But these pop up storms that came up today, I wasn't really expecting it. I was kind of not taking it for granted, just assuming that I would mow a whole day. But then I got a text from Greg that's like, I just got just downpoured on. I'm like, great. Anything Greg gets, it's coming down the alley for me soon too, isn't it?
Oh, it was funny because I just started mowing this one lawn,
Yeah.
and, actually, you helped me do a mulch job there one time. It was, with the pool and, big mulch job that we did, and, long sleeve keeps the sun off your
Oh,
skin.
hey,
That's
Raleigh's
right.
on.
Hey,
Sorry,
Raleigh, hey.
I had the comments section switched off, so I wasn't seeing stuff. Shout out to Cameron and Raleigh Spencer. We're getting the gang back together, aren't we?
Yeah. So, but I started mowing this lawn, and then it started sprinkling a little bit, and I'm moving along because I knew rain was coming, so I'm trying to cut it real fast, and so I'm cutting in high speed. I'm cutting in
Transport mode.
transport
There we
speed.
go. Talking about
Hey,
transport mode on the Bobcat.
yeah, let's talk about that. How many guys cut in transport mode? But I'm cutting because I need to get this lawn done because I knew there was rain coming, and I make a few of my passes, and then I see another truck pull up, another lawn company pulling up, mowing the lawn, going to mow the lawn across the street, and all of a sudden it just comes down. I mean, it's buckets, and I'm halfway through the lawn now. I'm going, I'm not stopping now, and so I'm motoring through. I'm fighting through it, and I'm soaked, just absolutely soaked. And these guys, the guys that pulled up, never got out of their truck the whole time, and so it was kind of funny because I'm absolutely drenched, and these guys are just sitting in their truck watching me mow.
Well, it's
So
interesting that you say that. I had the same thing happen to me this past Friday where we had some storms coming, Greg, and I parked my truck in one spot at my final neighborhood on Friday, and I just went 7 houses down, and I'm out mowing the front, and the crew comes up. They're just they're just sitting there watching me mow it as it just started to just downpour on me, and that's where you just got to kind of keep on going. But it got so bad, I ended up popping off the mower and actually standing by the person's front porch because they had a little overhang there. And it's funny, I was standing there by the front porch. They have like a French drain, and it was yeah, it's a underground drain, French drain. It was bubbling up, like the grass was bubbling way up. So I
mhm.
poked a hole in it and I tried to find it, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm not sure if that was a French drain or the sprinkler line, but it was. I have a video of it. I should actually play it on here. I would have to add it, but the grass was like floating, and it was actually kind of kind of weird. It's like an underground pool almost, like covered by grass.
It wasn't the cap thing that was trying to pop up. Is that what it was?
Well, I poked a hole in it and I looked for the cap and I couldn't find it anywhere. And
Huh.
so I just kept putting my hand on there. It was like 3 feet of just water everywhere. I didn't want to hit something or touch something I shouldn't have
Yeah.
touched, but that drain was somewhere. And then I had a client today who installed one, and how he installed it, Greg, was, I mean, he installed it, but he probably didn't get that more than an inch in the ground. I rode my mower over just like 2 feet near it, and the whole entire cap moved. I don't think he put it in the ground at all. Have you
Oh,
ever
I've taken
installed
out a
like
few
one
of
of those
those
drains?
caps. Have you taken out any?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. So the undulation and contours of grass has changed over the years, and this guy had a cap that was flush with the grass. Now it's like 5 inches up. And the first couple of years mowing it, I took it out. What do they call it? Like NDS caps or something like that? Like NDS?
I don't know. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
look at what Cameron's saying. Don't run the segue over it. Oh
uh,
man, that
no,
was.
that would be unpleasant.
I saved some time with the segue today, but there was a couple different times I almost beefed it on it, and I figured it out. I thought it was the segue that was moving automatically on me. No, I shut those settings off. It's the user. It's the operator. It's me. You steer with your knees, and you got to have flexibility in the hips. It's actually really easy to do, yet really hard at the same time. And
Hmm.
Greg, you got to come over and try the
That's how you
segue.
steer with the knees. You
Yeah,
don't
it's just
steer with the
it's
foot.
it's knee steering, and so if you want to go forward, you just lean forward. If you want to go back, you lean
Hmm.
back, and as Raleigh says,
Really?
and so it's no one's going 12 miles an hour to
Raleigh,
trim.
really?
Yeah, really, Raleigh,
Yeah.
really, Spencer, and
Yeah.
no one's going 12 mile an hour to trim. But a stop that takes me well over 2 hours today took me under 2 hours, and I'm still trying to master. Can't figure it out yet. I'm still trying. The Segway is not really meant to be going up steep hills, and I got some pretty steep lawns, Greg, and I was able to kind of finagle getting up, going there on the steep hills. But you have some pretty big lawns as well. In my last neighborhood that I mow, and I have some lawns I couldn't even take the Segway on just because it's way too undulated. But I'm getting more of the hang of it. It's a big lifesaver, believe me, huge lifesaver on edging. So like just anything on concrete, but hopping the curbs though, like going up and down because you had told me because you had asked me about the curbs, Greg. Like
I was talking about the heaves
driveways,
and the like a sidewalk.
driveways. Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
that. You got to approach them on an angle because if you don't approach them on an angle, then you'll you'll end up flying way off of it.
Well, my concern is if I'm using that thing and I'm looking down doing my edging and I don't see the heave in the sidewalk, and then I'll be heaving myself, I guess. I'd probably be worse than
Yeah.
that. Actually, you know what I
Yes.
did the other day? I was edging. I was whip edging, and I didn't have my mower pulled off. 10 degrees. Oh, neat.
I think
Picking on me for that,
I
huh?
don't know. It's 10. I think it might be good for about 10 or 15 degrees. But anyways, as you were.
Yeah. I was whip edging on one of my lawns because I just didn't want to bring the my edger there. I edge. I don't use my whip for edging just because I think it's hard on my wrist. But
That's fair.
I had my mower too close to the sidewalk, and I'm
Oh,
going, I'm trimming along, going backwards, and bam, I hit my mower, and I went down.
oh,
And it was actually kind of interesting because a couple days later, I'm standing in the shower and I'm going, what the heck? I have this big lump on the back of my leg, and apparently that was from my fall. And
I didn't even know you fell. Well, did you tell me that and then I forgot?
no,
Huh.
I never tried. Yeah, I don't want to admit it usually, but here, let's just go ahead and admit it live to everyone. So at least to
Well,
Raleigh and Cameron.
I almost took a beef on the Segway today, and if I fell off, I would have probably pulled the whole gladiator.
Are you not entertained?
You're not entertained.
Are you not entertained?
Yes,
You know,
I'm.
it's funny. I was using it. No one was really looking at me using the Segway, and I think I cut around 20 today, and I used the Segway on like 15 lawns, and it was down to half battery. So praise God, I didn't have to plug into anyone's houses. And it's just getting better on the grass. I'm able to go faster on the grass, but still, we talked about yesterday, Greg, and you'd have to hop on and try it. Oh, try it. Cameron says this. I ran into the box truck mirror while flip edging the other day. Oh man.
Oh, that hurt.
Funny story. So when Zach worked for me, so there's this kid in this one neighborhood. He's autistic. He's hilarious. He drives by me on the bike and he always shouts. So we kind of shout at each other. But when Zach was working with me back in the day, the autistic kid ran into my F-150. Like he biked right into it. That was the funniest thing. So Zach said that he fell right into it. It didn't do any damage to the truck, but that's we're all kind of out there doing. You got to be careful though. I mean, especially on the Segway, you could argue to even wear a helmet.
You might want to consider. Years ago, I was up at school, up at college, and I was out for a run, and I'm crossing a pretty busy street. I'm up in Mount Pleasant, Central Michigan, and I'm crossing a Broomfield, which is the main drag there in town, and running across the street, trying to get across with all the traffic coming through. And for some reason, in the middle of that, between the sidewalk and the curb, there is apparently about a 4-inch pipe sticking up out of the ground. I didn't
Really?
see it. And
Oh no.
man, I hit that and I went down. And I wonder who saw me go down. And but it's funny because for some reason I know how to hit and roll and pop right back up. Just a weird.
That takes skills.
I
Guys
don't know
that,
why.
yeah.
It's just I'm gifted at it, and I can hit, pop right back up, and it's just I just kept running, but when I got back to my room, I looked at my shirt, and my shirt was just covered. The shoulder that hit was covered in big grass stains, so I hit pretty good.
If you're trimming on the Segway, gotta shout a big yee yee. Yeah, no, people haven't looked at me yet, but I'm not going to stop to talk to them because the whole point to trim on the Segway is to not talk to anyone, to keep going. It's actually
Yeah.
better, Greg. On the Segway, you don't have to, because you're going by people so fast. Now you can just talk to clients less. I was wearing a crappy I have a lot of pairs of work boots. I kind of took a tumble last week, and they're like an oil, they're like some oil resistant uh, boots. They're supposed to be resist oil. Anyways, the platform on the Multiforce, I kind of staggered on it. Anyways, I went over a bump and I literally almost fell. I kind of fell like one leg off the Multiforce, and I grabbed the handles and caught myself. So it does matter what type of shoes you're even wearing when you're on the mower.
Yeah. I almost went down the other day too. I turned a little too fast. You've done that, I'm sure. And
Oh.
you're holding on for dear life, trying to keep control of the mower, and so I was close to going down. It was funny. And then you
Well-
look around to see if anybody saw.
Well, Greg will go a lot faster than me on the mower. I mean, if I were to see him almost beef it out, I would almost give the Aaron Sutter laugh.
Sorry.
You got to admit, pretty funny. You cook on the lawns, but your lawns are crazy though, Greg. They're like even Jerry's place, right? I mean, at one apartment that really burns down, and I was just thinking about that place today. I don't know if I could really segue anywhere on that place. It's just too steep.
Ooh, and there's a lot of trees you got to go around, and to the point where at that place, it's an apartment complex, and there's a bunch of, he's got these black locust trees. It's just ugly trees. I don't know why anybody uses them, and but he put a bunch of them up there. But I edge those, or when I trim those, I scalp around those.
Oh, I'd butcher that to the ground. Hey,
yeah, I take it right down to the ground, and then
that's a good question.
It's nice because what I do, then I don't have to trim it every week. And it's like every 2 or 3 weeks, then I have to do my trimming, but nobody goes near those trees. So that's just the way that I do that one. But that would be hard. And he's got all those roots coming up in that area too. So you'd be bouncing all over the place. I don't think you could use a Segway there.
Well, that's a good question to ask Cameron and Raleigh, or anyone else who's watching on YouTube and Facebook. If you're trimming around certain areas, do you butcher it? Do you scalp it down? I assume Cameron and Raleigh, they're cutting bigger properties and they don't want to go over to a spot. I would take it down to dirt. One of my buddies, Nick, who's on the east side of the city here. Oh, hey, look at that. Aaron's on here. Lansing Lawn Service, or Sutter Brothers. But my buddy has a Cub Cadet Pro X660 zero turn, Greg, like what I do. And he'll get really close to a tree trunk and then just do like a donut around it just to rip up all the grass. I mean, have you ever done that?
Yeah. Yes. And actually at that apartment complex, I do it. And I do that on my off weeks when I'm not trimming. When I go around those, I'll do that a little bit too. And I think that's what gets me 3 weeks instead of 2. Yeah. But when I was at the Country Club of Lansing.
Oh, I mean, we gotta do that.
I used to work at the Country Club of Lansing when I was in college.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And when I worked at the Country Club of Lansing, when I'd go out and do my trimming, around the trees, we scalped them. And that was the thing. They just said scalp them. And then we don't have to do it as often. So that's where I learned my scalping techniques.
Well, Raleigh says he tries not to scalp, but he takes it low. Certain areas need to be taken. Like I've taken some areas just to dirt because it hasn't been part of the presentation of the lawn, like literally to dirt, Greg. And then you come back the next week, the grass is back there. I'm sitting there shaking my head. I'm like, how does this come back from dirt?
Yeah. Well, no, actually, I think at that spot, it almost looks cleaner when you're scalping it in those spots. It just makes I think from a distance, it appears like it's got a nice sharp edge around it. So, because nobody goes near those trees except, the people who have dogs might go near them when their dog goes out. But
man, look at Aaron. He used to work at he used to mow next to the country.
Next to the country.
Really?
Club. Yeah. So was that in those in that subdivision that surrounds the country club? There was a big section. Actually, there's a governor's mansion in that area too that surrounds the country club.
I don't even know where it is. I mean, I used to commute to Lansing. I went to a film school, guys, back in the day, and I was on a feature film when I graduated for a while, and I commuted basically for 3 weeks out there to Lansing. Missouri says no scalping, but do some mudding. I got stuck twice today. Robot pulled me out both times. That's where we always preach. Bring a tow strap with you. I mean, that's pretty cool. That the robot pulled them out, eh?
That is kind of cool. That would have been interesting to set up. East side of the club. So was that the governor's mansion, or is that just where you mowed? Aaron's saying that he was at the east side of the club. I can't remember. It's been so long. I used to get lost in Lansing all the time when I was living over there. So everything's one way in Lansing, and if you go somewhere, I swear they would turn the signs around on me when I got somewhere. And so I was getting lost all the time over there, and finally I figured it out.
Well, we got Raleigh asking about what's Cameron's go-to Subway sandwich. You know, I thought he's talked about it on his podcast, but he's gotten Subway so many times. I don't remember what he said. I mean, I like Subway, but I haven't gotten it in a long time, Greg. We got Jimmy John's and Jersey Mike's. Oh, man. And then Potbelly. If anyone's ever had Potbelly subs, those are fantastic, too. You ever had Potbelly, Greg?
Didn't we go there?
Oh,
was that Potbelly?
We did. Oh, yeah. Didn't we not? Yeah, we told the users. So, like, Michigan has their own version of the Equip Expo, and Greg and I wanted to go to, maybe knock out a couple shows, Greg, and remember how memorable that was not?
Yes, there were no shows that came from that, so we were slightly disappointed.
That was basically
play that twice.
Nothing Burger. Yeah, it was basically.
We didn't even run into Steve. We were going to try and talk to Steve there, Steve Kolangowski, and didn't even see him there. He happened to be off that day.
Got Cameron asking if Aaron ran the Bradley or Ventrac today. Yeah, what's today? Today's Tuesday. Then Aaron said he has 2 days of mowing, and then he's got other days set for scheduling Ventrac jobs and things like that. I'm trying to remember his schedule, but Aaron's starting to really build himself. Guys, if you go and listen to the Mowing in Dark podcast, Aaron has taken a business from Lansing and has basically gone 60 miles somewhere west in the middle of who knows, and he's building the business back up. It just goes to show you can do it, Greg. It takes some time. He ran the Bradley today, and we have to pray that Google will somehow get Aaron's listing back up. That's been a saga. Aaron could write a book. Honestly, I'd buy it for $10 about his frustrations with the Google business profile. I still have one. I don't even have an address on it. I just have a general location. I got grafted in and got one before they made you get an address. I mean, you tried to get one, Greg, right? But they gave you grief too, didn't they?
Yeah, we couldn't, because you were trying to help me set it up, and they kept sending me stuff, and I'm going, I don't have time for this. I'm not interested in this. And so I just said, no, forget it. I got enough of my own business. So I actually did have a friend, though, just recently that she finally got her Google business page set up, and they would text her or they would email her and say, okay, you need to take pictures, a video of you walking into your business, unlocking the door and walking into the business. And she would do everything they told her to. And then it would come back to her and say, nah, it wasn't enough.
This is what Aaron's life has been with. Yeah, it's not enough, right? It's not even anyone real looking at it. It's all AI now. Like Google's just using AI to get through all their checks. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, it was, she was really frustrated and finally was able to get it set up. But it took her a long time to get it set up. So I don't know why they make it so difficult. I guess because there's lots of bots out there, but I mean, they told her what to do, exactly what she needed to do. She did exactly what they told them to do. And then they said, no, it wasn't enough. Now we don't like it.
I don't think
we don't like the outfit you were wearing.
Yeah. Because I was helping, it was one of my dad's friends. He had a Google business profile, and I was going to help him verify it. But he wanted me to go over there and walk and like go through the business and take a video. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So I just never went back over there to do it. But I've gotten a lot of business from Google Business. Let's see. I always get robocalls telling me Google, the Google listing is missing critical info. Yep, I get those too. Sometimes it's real people. And I like to mess around with them. I mean, when you have a chip on your shoulder after mowing, Greg, or a customer annoys you, you ever messed around with any of the telemarketers? I mean, I used to get a lot of them, and they would just infuriate me. I'd be like, I would fire right back at them, and yell at them nicely and call them dishonest and things like that.
Well, I don't get those because I don't have the business page. So that makes it easier. So I don't have to worry about it.
They're like, "Is this E&D Lawn Care?" Oh, and so we just go through the whole one. I'm like, "No, it's not." Or sometimes they would ask
Hello?
for my mom or like Hannah. I'm like, "What?" Or I just do the hello, huh? Oh, hello, can't hear you. What's the address to your lawn care business? I don't know. Depends on which property I'm on at the moment.
That's good.
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That- No, I've once in a while, what I have done is when
Yeah.
I've got somebody on the phone and I can't get them off the phone is I'll go out and reach out and ring the doorbell and say, "Oh, somebody's at the door. I got to go." So
Well, that
that's one
works out
thing.
great. Or just don't answer and just hang up on them.
Yeah.
So I picked
but-
up Greg. Picked up this new lawn a couple weeks ago. It was a referral through, not referral. It was just one of my client's friends. And the right side, you can't even put a mower on it. It's like 3 feet wide. It's all in a huge berm. You got to trim it. Why don't they make these properties like flat and straight? Like whoever does just sitting there just shaking my head. It's a curb that just slopes all the way down.
Wow.
It's just it's frustrating. You ever have areas like that you have to trim where it's just you it's annoying, but then you still just do it?
I have a client that I picked up, a new client, and the neighbor came over and said, "Well, you can't ride over in between the yards." He says, "Oh, you came over too far, and you're on my lawn." And I said,
Holy
"Oh, okay.
smokes.
And I said, "Where's the line?" And he points it out to me. And I said, "Okay, all right, I'll just do that." The next week, the guy's out there again, and I'm going, what's the problem here? I did where you told me to go. And then he called the neighbor a week later and complained that I was going over onto his lawn. So I just said, you know what? Good luck to you for having that neighbor. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to hand trim this. That means your cost is going up $5.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he said, okay.
Oh,
So
yeah. Well, get this one. I cut a lawn. It's in a neighborhood, kind of on the Gill Road area. Nice. They're like $350,000, $400 homes, Greg. And I've been mowing this one lawn for 8 years. This neighbor's been living there a long time too. All of a sudden, he's starting to change up the property line on me for no reason. Like I'm slowly creeping 6 inches over more. I'm like, this is. I'm just sitting there. He just points at it there sometimes, and I just give him the, "Hey, bud." I mean, I've been mowing it. I had tried to yell at him and said, "Hey, look at the sprinkler line and how it's set. This is how I've been
Yeah.
doing it for 8 years. Why are you now complaining at me?" It's like people just get mad.
Well, there used to be in Michigan, there was, I forget what they call it. If you start taking care of a certain area, so you got two neighbors, and this kind of happened to me when I was growing up. One of my neighbors has those 6 pass
Yeah,
lawns.
I was sending Cameron some pictures. He's like, "Dude, that's the smallest thing going." And then Cameron would send me a big field. I'm like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't complain.
Yeah. But there was a situation when I was growing up where one of our neighbors actually put up shrubs on our lawn. And
Oh,
they just extended their lawn out and put them up on our lawn, a couple of feet out into our lawn.
yeah.
And technically, after 7 years, I think it was the old law that it was after 7 years that could technically become their lawn. So I forget what the law was called, and
So, like,
since they were
reclaiming property by-
maintaining it,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Really?
yeah. So you're somebody could basically take over your lawn if they wanted to. So, but if what we should have done was told them, move those shrubs right now, and they would have had to move them. So he's done with
That's me. He's done with the lawn before the. I wish I was done with the lawn before the mower warms up. The segue is saving me though on time. I was telling Cameron this morning. I said, "Hey, one lawn. I know I saved 10 minutes there on trimming, just with the segue. But if you can at least master the pivot, at least master eminent domain is what Aaron's calling it.
Oh yeah.
Is that what it is?
Eminent domain is a governmental thing, I believe. So the government can take over your lawn. I don't know if that's property or personal property though. If it's two neighbors, I think eminent domain is with the government. I mean,
I don't know.
double check that.
I think Aaron's right with that. I've heard that, but I'm drawing a blank on it. I know though back to property lines. I think they just set the they set the sprinklers in awkward and odd spots, and sometimes they don't fall symmetrically. So someone could be mowing like an entire Passover. Like I have one lawn where I mow a Passover for him because that's just how it was the unwritten rule, and that's how these sprinklers are kind of set. What I could do to be funny is stop mowing this one pass so these guys would have to catch on that they actually own that. I would make the client, it was actually a client that I used to mow. I would tell her, hey, run your sprinklers when they're mowing next time to see that where they need to go. You'd be surprised of what lawn guys, the battle of the property lines where they don't see, just leave stuff uncut until someone cuts it.
Yeah.
If the government wants to mow my lawn, go ahead. Governments, they end up butchering stuff. Man, you get an overgrown fine from the city, Greg. They'll come down and just knock. They don't care. They treat their mowers like wood chippers.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking up the oh, darn it. It just switched out on me. So I was trying to look up what it's called.
Here. We got 3 minutes left here, guys. I'm gonna be hopping off in a bit to, I don't know, sit on the couch, probably watch more videos and then go to bed, right? Isn't that funny? Greg's in deep thought here.
I'm typing here. I'm sorry. Takes over.
Oh man.
Hello, this is Greg.
Adverse possession.
Adverse possession.
When a property owner takes over another person's property, it's generally referred to as adverse possession.
You keep inching over on someone. Well, yeah, there's a client, another one. It's a property line, and he's been taking his push mower 7 passes over because he's trying to. It's kind of close to his grass. He's taking it over 7 passes, and apparently he doesn't like that I don't cut his lawn as short as his push mower. And I said that's not fair. So what I do is I just ride my mower back over his stuff that he cut.
Yeah.
Raleigh, I may need one of those segways. Raleigh, you could probably get used to it, but the catch to that is make sure that it's mostly flat. I mean, I've been able to get up inclines and stuff. I'll probably do a YouTube video or more shorts on the Segway soon. Once I get it mastered, then I can have fun. I mean, I'm able to trim with one hand with it now in areas, but there'll be that one day where you catch something in the sidewalk and you're gonna go sailing there like a torpedo. That's where it's going to be.
Well, Raleigh's got those big properties though that he spends half his time trimming, so it might be beneficial for him.
It's relatively flat. I know Cameron's got some flat areas. You can save so much time just getting to a tree. In say it takes you 3 minutes to walk from one side of the property to the other. Well, the Segway could cut that down to 90 seconds or a minute, and that adds up over time. Even saving 2 minutes, Greg, on each lawn. Man, that can get you home an hour earlier, depending on how many lawns you're mowing.
Yeah, if you did 15 lawns, saved 2 minutes, you just saved a half an hour. So,
Andy Wilson with the Lawn Hustle podcast, he has it down to basically a half an hour window of when he's home, of when he can tell his wife he's back home. I need to do that. And it's also good. Track how many hours a week you put on your mower. I was putting 40 hours a week. Well, that was with the Skag. It started with when we demoed the Skag V-Ride XL. It had 30 on it. When I gave it back, it had 70. So I put roughly. Greg's yawning. I put roughly.
You put 40 hours on it in a week?
Yeah.
Wow. I think I put on 15 or 20.
Make sure your wife gets it on video if you're going to crash them. Hey, maybe that'll make me go viral. Honestly, we have to get to 1K subs, Greg. We could start doing dangerous stuff there in the Segway just to get you. That even will get you.
Like America's Funniest Videos. That's what we should do. That's what we should try and do on a show is America's Funniest video stuff. So see if we can do that. America's Funniest Lawnmowers. Did you see that guy that crashed today? There was a video of a guy that fell in a hole, and
was that
man, it's a nasty photo.
Was that big?
Yeah, I think it was the X-Mark.
I think that was like last week. Someone took
it fell in a trench.
How did he get there?
I don't know. He probably didn't see it,
but he was fine.
He might not have seen it. No, I think he was injured pretty bad. I'm sorry.
I came close. The only time I almost beefed the mower was I cut a couple lawns near like a river. There was one time I was taking it too fast, and I almost just sailed the mower right into the river. Cameron says this. Did you see the guy hit the mailboxes on the mower? I did.
No.
I thought I saw a short of some guy running into a mailbox. There's so many like lawn care fails and things like that, and the guys who do like the wheelies on the zero turns, that drives me insane because like you're putting so much wear and tear on the welds and the deck linkages, and your cut's not going to look as good. It's not going to stripe the same. That's how crazy I get, Greg. Honestly, they just sit there, drives me nuts.
I've not done that yet. So I think the worst I've done so far is, I think the worst I did was when he went around hitting mailboxes on purpose.
That's
Okay.
one of those guys.
He was not a good guy. Federal
Probably says
crime.
federal crime. Oh, it
There
is.
you go. Yeah. The worst I did was when I was working with you one time when you had that Cub 36-inch walk behind.
That thing's deadly.
Oh man, that thing was brutal. And I don't know if you remember when I started to lose control of it, but I was still hanging on to the handles. I was trying to grab it, pull it back. And I almost took out the guy's shrub, almost ran over the guy's shrub completely. And fortunately, you saw it and told me to release the handles, and I did just in time. And I think I grazed one of the guy's shrubs.
You're fired.
Mm-hmm.
I should have just fired the ear. I know the 36-inch commercial walk behind Cub Cadet, that thing, that was a wrestling match. I don't care how strong you were, Greg. That was tough to use. And now
That
my
was tough
buddies
to use,
have it.
but that cut nice.
That thing cut great, and we beat the living tar out of it, didn't we?
Yeah, no, that thing, and I didn't even get it from you for a long time, but that thing really did cut nicely. Did you have a striping kit on it?
No, I didn't. I think the deck was just deep enough, and I sold the 36-inch Cub Cadet to my buddies, and they still have it, Greg. Now, let's just say it doesn't look like how it used to. Like you and I took care of it. That mower, they're telling me it's leaking in one spot. Well, that's what you get when you leave it outside literally all year round. I don't get these guys. They leave their mowers outside all year round. I mean, the enclosed trailer for the win. You can even make the mower look newer just putting it in an enclosed trailer because you can avoid all the sun baking and sunburn on it, if that makes sense, or the fading of the paint. But I sold that to them. I also sold them the 30-inch Toro Time Master, which I had personally liked for our lawns. It worked great. Sold that to them. That Toro 30-inch Time Master looks like it's 20 years old now. I'm like, what did you guys do to this? They're like, we used it. I'm like, did you mow down a 5-foot field?
No, those guys are funny. They don't have anything. I think when I had my 48-inch walk behind, because I had that on my open trailer, and I found a couple times where I thought I was getting a little water in my oil crankcase there, because a couple times I was checking the oil and it looked a little gray in there. So
holy smokes!
Yeah, it didn't do too well out in the rain. So
real quick, we're gonna land the plane and end this. We'll end with this question: do you have to strap down the mower in the enclosed trailer? I personally don't. I used to, but my first black 7x16 enclosed trailer, I was strapping it down too tight, and it punctured a hole in the floor. You don't. Just make sure your trailer's like level, not like inverted level in, but just I guess level so it looks normal, and then you can have it maybe tilt like a little bit. But Greg, we've never had to strap our trailers strap down our trailers in the mower. Goodness sakes,
Yeah.
Strap down our mowers in the trailer.
No, actually, I believe you're supposed to, because I brought my mower in to the dealer one day, and because I was talking to them about something, and I said, hey, my mower shifted in my trailer. And the guy said, you're not strapping down, so yeah, I guess you're supposed to strap it down.
I'll sometimes put a wheel chuck under, but Greg, that's all we got. You're yawning. Go pet the kitty and go to bed. Raleigh, Aaron, Cam, thanks for being on the show. Subscribe if you haven't. You could use the Turf Nerds promo code for the expo, or Phil or Tony. Doesn't matter. Thanks, guys.